morning. It's Friday, May 7th, so it must be time for another legislative update from your North Carolina Medical Society. Well, we're still here at the legislative building. You may see a different change of background than what we normally have in this video, but it's been so busy, we had to record this video here. So crossover is approaching, which means that a bill has to pass either the House chamber or the Senate chamber in order to remain viable for this legislative session. Now, if any of you have heard me present before, ideas and bills are never dead. There are different pathways that a bill could, or an idea or issue can come back to life. So this deadline is just a deadline, but it is something that pushes bills forward or holds some bills back when we see volume of bills moving forward quickly over the next week or two as this deadline approaches. Hundreds of bills were filed this week, so there are a lot of new bills located in the legislative blog, so be sure to check those out. I'm not going to be able to get to those today because we've had so much movement because crossover is approaching. The first bill I want to mention is Senate Bill 345, the PA team-based practice that we've talked about several times. I know many of you joined Dr. Montero's webinar on that issue this week. That bill passed unanimously through the Senate, so it does meet that crossover deadline and it will make its way through the House. Next bill is Senate Bill 575, which is the pharmacist public health bill, which did pass Senate Health. However, it did include some amendments that do drastically improve the bill. However, the Medical Society is still currently opposed to this bill, along with many other specialties who are providing input on this bill. It's really been a team effort, and we're continuing to work with the bill sponsors to make this an improved bill. So stay tuned for that. Thank you if you participated in the action alert. More to come on that bill as it continues to move through the process of change. The next bill that I want to point out is about public health and vaccines. And so many of you reached out to us about our action alert. We also did on this issue this week. We had gotten word that some type of anti-vaccine bill may potentially run through a committee this week. So that is why we sent out this action alert. Because we were concerned about what could potentially be filed. It was not known to us at the time which bill, so that's why all three of those were listed. So just wanted to clarify that to you. If you clicked on the action alert, you will see that it really was the general public health message, really focusing on that. So it was not on a particular bill, though we did see a bill move through the process this week that was different. It was a PCS, so a proposed committee substitute, which is House Bill 572, which states it's titled No Vaccine Mandate by Executive Order, Rule, or Agency. So that bill summary will be available on our blog. So be sure to check that out. And thank you if you participated in that action alert. I think that kept some of the other bills from moving. Next, I want to point out House Bill 149, Improve Access to Care Through Telehealth, did move through the House Insurance Rules Committee this week. So that bill still remains viable for this session. I know many of you have talked to us about telehealth and the importance of telehealth. I know our policy committee has worked extensively on our telehealth policy. So thrilled to see this bill still remain live for this legislative session. Next couple of issues I want to talk to you about. House Bill 453, the Human Life Non-Discrimination Act, and Senate Bill 405, the Born Alive Survivors Protection Act, did move in different areas, both on the House and the Senate side. And I just want to clarify that the Medical Society does oppose legislation that interferes with the physician-patient relationship, and we think both of these bills have components that do just that. So still continuing to monitor and follow those through the process, along with the North Carolina OBGYN Society. Next, another issue that I've pointed out to you several times, revise the health standard for lead. The Medical Society has done a letter for the bill sponsor on this bill to help that standard here in North Carolina. Did pass the House, and that bill's moving over to the Senate. Senate Bill 505, Medical Billing Transparency, did pass the Senate and will move on to the House. Now, no amendments were made to this after the initial amendment that I mentioned to you a few weeks ago, and it did receive a unanimous vote. And finally, Senate Bill 608, Dignity for Women Who Are Incarcerated, did make it through the House Health Committee and the House Rules Committee, and will be on the House floor likely next week. I know this is another issue that the North Carolina OBGYN Society and many other stakeholders have worked on extensively, so we're happy to see this bill move along through the process. Now, I know I'm being quick, and there are tons of other bills that moved this week that again, just don't have time to mention because I don't want to keep you too long, but just wanted to give you an overarching view. So stay tuned to the blog. Stay tuned for those action alerts as we continue to hear issues that are moving. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for tuning in.